Jamaica, make we do the right thing. Make we live good today for a better tomorrow. Talk it out. Don't fight it out. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
6:30.
A tribunal of the Jamaica Intellectual Property Office, JIPO, has issued a ruling that will affect the branding you see on labels for the stuff Jamaica Rum. What are the implications of the ruling of the tribunal? And obviously, in a ruling by a tribunal, there are parties to the dispute that are unhappy. We'll hear the grievances aired on the show tonight and see whether further challenges to that ruling by the tribunal are in the offing. This is Lead Story. George Davis here. Glad to be back with you. Good evening and welcome to a Lead Story here on CVM TV. My name is George Davis. I like to think of myself as your personal journalist. So you heard at the top, we're dealing with an issue concerning rum and the designation Jamaica Rum. What are the geographical indicators, GI? What does that mean, first up? And what does the ruling by the Jamaica Intellectual Property Office means for the designation Jamaica Rum? What are the parties to a dispute which took about 4 years to finalize? What are they saying about the ruling? And does the issue stop here with the findings of the tribunal, or will there be a challenge to those findings? And what do the interested parties have to say? All that we hope to roll into one whole show for you on this Thursday. We have a package as usual at the top of the show to set the context for the discussion that we're going to have.
From political rallies to 9 nights to parties and other celebrations, Jamaican rum is an institution in Jamaican culture. But what makes Jamaican rum Jamaican? Well, that's where geographic indicators come in. Geographical indicators, or GIS, are special labels or signs used on products that have a specific geographic origin and possess qualities, reputation, or characteristics that are inherently linked to that location. These indicators ensure that only products genuinely originating from a particular place can use the name associated with that region, protecting both the producers and consumers. For example, champagne can only be labeled as such if it comes from the Champagne region of France, and Blue Mountain coffee is a protected label for coffee grown in the Blue Mountains of Jamaica. GIS help preserve traditional knowledge and methods of production while promoting the unique qualities of products tied to their origins. In essence, GIS are a form of intellectual property that protect and promote local products with unique geographical characteristics, adding value to the product and safeguarding cultural heritage. So essentially, to this context, a man in Zanzibar should not be able to make his own rum at home and slap Jamaican on the label and sell it. The wash for distillation must be made with naturally filtered limestone water from Jamaica. Here's what the Spirits Association lays out as the code of practice for making Jamaican rum. The wash is produced from molasses, sugarcane juice, crystalline sugar from sugarcane, or a combination. Only Saccharomyces yeasts are used for fermentation. The wash must be inoculated with either naturally occurring, prepared, or cultured yeasts. Fermentation and distillation must take place in Jamaica. Aged rum is stored in small barrels under the supervision of an excise officer. Coloration comes from either the oak barrels or caramel derived from sugarcane. The minimum age of Jamaican rum is regulated by the Excise Act. All rum produced in Jamaica must comply with the Excise Act. When an age is stated, it refers to the youngest rum in the blend. If Jamaican rum by geographical indication GI status is blended with non-GI rum, it loses its GI designation. This code of practice ensures the authenticity and quality of Jamaica rum with strict guidelines on ingredients, production, and aging.
Thank you very much, Nika and Jonathan, for putting that package together. Let's take the break and come right back and pick up with my first guest.
Hey you know all the people in your business?
You should take advantage of CVM TV's unbeatable small business advertising package. Trust me.
And get your goods and services in front of your customers today.
For $150,000, you get a high-quality professional commercial.
Plus 20 primetime commercial spots.
That's massive exposure at a fraction of the cost.
Including on the #1 morning show in Jamaica, Sunrise.
So don't wait. Call us on 658-208-5377 and see your business goals happen right here on CVM Television.
Ganga is an emotional saga of a woman's journey, all alone in a man's world.
Hi everyone, my name is Kurt Dunn.
Greetings from Kali's Kelly Yoga.
Hey, it's Travin Morrison, and I am your National Physical Activity Specialist. And it's time to make a move.
Jamaica, let's get moving again. Season 2 of the Ministry of Health and Wellness Jamaica Move series is here. Join us Wednesdays at 5 a.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on CVM TV. Let's get moving. Make a move now.
All right, the context is already on the table. Let me get right to my guest. The CEO of National Rums of Jamaica, Martha Miller, is with me. Martha, on the surface, it seems as if what the JIPO tribunal has done is straightforward. It makes sense. But clearly, National Rums has several issues with the details of the ruling. Make the case for me for National Rums' position.
Hi, George. Thank you for having me. I think, first of all, a lot of people ask who is National Rums because you might not know the name.
Yes.
So National Rums of Jamaica is the body of distilleries that used to be owned by the government. Mm-hmm. So for 271 years, we have been exporting rum in a barrel or in a 20,000 litre vessel. Mm-hmm. We have two distilleries, Clarendon Distillery in Lionel Town and Long Pond Distillery in Clarkstown, Trelawney.
From the 1700s?
Yeah, 1730, 1753 and 1755. Wow. 1753 for Long Pond. Mm-hmm. We've just won the GMA Legacy Award, so we're very proud of that, but it's a short time. Yes. So we've been around for a long time, and our traditions are centuries old. So it's, what I think you're asking is really, what are we fighting for?
Yes.
Right? At the end of the day, it's NRJ as a business. We are the largest exporter of rum from this country, right? And so it's a matter that we take very seriously. It impacts our capacity to sell rum overseas. It impacts the prevalence of Jamaican rum overseas. It's a model, like I said, it's a model we've been in for centuries. It's going to limit our ability to grow brand Jamaica.
And give me the whole, because if you say immediately that this ruling affects how you sell the product overseas, how?
So, as I said in the initial, we've been selling rum, putting it out in a vessel, whether it be a barrel, different size vessels, in a 20,000 litre tank. That's our most prominent way of doing it now. We put in a 20,000 litre tank. And we send it to customers who age it overseas. So our biggest customers are Myers, the brand Myers rum. Everybody knows Myers rum is Jamaican rum. And we have Captain Morgan Dark, which is a product that is produced by Diageo. That's not sold in Jamaica, but it's sold in Central America and it's sold in Europe, right? And that is the bulk of our business. So not being able to sell to those two products, we would lose 80% of our production.
And hold a stick up in it, because I need to tell the viewers that what you speak of, among the rulings, among the findings of the tribunal, was that you can't sell, you can't age rum outside Jamaica and call it Jamaica rum.
Correct.
And you have to put it in a container. Is it oak container? 250 milliliters?
They put in an oak barrel. So a barrel is defined as a 200-gallon vessel. So
right. So, and that's different from the vessel, the size vessel that you now use.
So the aging is, when they send it overseas, most people age in a bourbon oak barrel, right? That's what traditionally or historically, that's what most people have done.
Yes.
That's not the only thing people have done, but that's the most prevalent form of aging.
Yes.
Correct.
And so the aging now can only be done in Jamaica to be called Jamaica rum. That's one. And then the storage, the container that it has to be stored in has to conform with a certain size and a certain material that the container itself is made of. So
that is a challenge.
Yes.
Because it's we have a view on that. And rum is growing as a category because of innovation. And not being able to put it in a 250-liter vessel is being tied to a barrel versus a cask, which is a larger vessel, but the same shape, or other forms of wooden vessels, limits innovation and what you can do.
And before this ruling, could it be that you send Jamaica rum overseas to one of your clients, and they blend it with whatever, and it would still come out the final product with the Jamaica rum label? That cannot now happen post these findings by the tribunal.
So what we want to understand, this is not about the integrity of Jamaica rum.
Right.
First of all, the ruling of JIPO stands.
Yes.
Right? The ruling of JIPO cannot be questioned. We honor the ruling of JIPO. What we have to understand, it is not a matter of the integrity of rum. None of us is trying
to compromise on the
integrity of Jamaican rum.
Yes.
So at no time can you blend rum with Jamaican rum with any other rum.
And
if you put a teaspoon of African rum or any other Caribbean rum in the product, it's no longer called Jamaican rum. So at no time we wanted to. So this is not about a matter of integrity. This is about brand Jamaica. This is about being able to export our product and build brand Jamaica.
But here's what you said that has me concerned. You said 80% of your business is now at risk if the findings of the tribunal stand as they are.
Exactly. So we have an issue of, it's about protecting employment, it's about protecting our business, it's not about the national rums of Jamaica. This is a national issue. This impacts our economy.
But surely, Martha, speaking dollars and cents, not even so much cents as dollars, I'm certain that that position would have been represented by counsel who represented you at the tribunal. This would have been given primacy in terms of the kind of arguments that were put forward, offered for consideration at the tribunal. So this was overruled? The fact of the business being compromised to the tune of 80%, as you say?
So, George, I will say that we have put forward our case. And JIPO's ruling has come down, right? And we are now considering our options.
Right, and I'm very happy you went back there, because you said that JIPO's ruling stands, JIPO's ruling is final, but that does not mean it's not subject to a challenge.
So we're considering our options, correct.
Right, so just to be clear, you're not saying that you are challenging, but it can be challenged if you so choose to do.
Correct.
As things stand, what window are you giving yourself to make a final determination on whether you can reorientate your processes to satisfy the findings of the tribunal or to challenge the findings? What time frame are you giving yourself?
So reorientating what you do with 8 million liters of alcohol is not something
It's not on the table. It's not
something that you can manage in a very short time frame. But we do have 2 months in which we need to respond. And we're considering options, what we need to do within the next 2 months.
Yes. And to a man and a woman at the helm of National Rums of Jamaica, they are united in their disappointment at the JIPO findings, even though you say the findings still stand.
The man and woman at the helm.
To a man and a woman.
To a man.
All of the leaders, that's what I'm saying. So it's not as if there are some, what I'm seeking after, whether there are some people at the helm of National Rums who work on the team that you lead, who are saying, well, maybe we can fix the processes and abide by the findings. You are united that this is deleterious to your business and you are leaving your options open.
So what I can say is I lead a team that 100% has the same view.
Excellent. That's what I was seeking after.
100% has the same view.
All right, we have to take the break. Martha Miller, CEO of National Rums of Jamaica Limited. It's a serious issue, people, and I'm sure she would have done it justice by just outlining the scale of the impact if the findings from the tribunal hold as they are. More lead story after this.
The time by Grace. Taste that moves you is
6:45.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
No more fear of missing out. CVM TV News is on YouTube. Get up-to-date news, sports, and business content at CVM TV News anytime, anywhere. Subscribe now to CVM TV News to see it happen.
Fan Central Pitside, brought to you by Edgechem, AIM Financial Corporation, Texaco, and Connex. Bollywood has never been this good. Catch Made for Each Other weekdays at 12:30 p.m. on your drama station. Brought to you by
Mommy, the third time nearly deaf with them old pat and pan there, no. Get up and go buy the lot of me, you see?
Yo, what's cracking the lacking and packing the macking?
What's your story? What's your sign? Who dreamers? Don't care what other people say. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive.
Back with us as we talk about this rum issue. Christopher Gentles, the General Manager of Spirit Pools Association of Jamaica, joins me for the remainder of the program. So Christopher, so good to have you here.
Pleasure,
the tribunal has ruled. National Rums say they're leaving their options open. They are displeased with the findings, even though they say, well, JIPO has ruled. Let's abide by them for now. And they've said that the ruling effectively puts 80% of their business at risk. I want you to respond from the perspective of how Spirits views the findings of the tribunal first.
Well, George, as you know, Spirits Pool Association is a group of 4 Jamaican distillery owners and 6 distilleries. As a general manager, I take my instructions from the board, and a GI was registered with the rules as outlined in 2016 unanimously. And then there's a change in ownership and management of National Rums, and they flagged that they had some challenges with regard to the ruling. So, on one hand, it is sad to see that there is a dissonance within the group.
Because so National Rums is a member of Spirits Pool Association.
It's a member of Spirits Pool and has been from the inception of Spirits Pool. So so there's nothing to celebrate about that.
Yes.
We believe, though, so in some senses, I entered the business of Spirits Pool in 2018, and the GI was already registered. I'd worked in the coffee business, so we attempted to register formally the Jamaica Blue Mountain GI, which is a natural GI.
Yes.
The issue is that rum formally registered in 2016, as I said, and it took 8 years working with JIPO. It took 8 years for the spirits business to agree on a set of the rules of rum that we could all live with, and therefore it was distressing to see that after that time period, after change in management, that they saw that there was a challenge, and we understand some aspects of the challenge because GIs naturally favor companies that have full value added all the way down the chain.
Right.
So if I am a coconut producer and I produce copra, or I sell bulk coconut water, I would not have benefited as much as someone who bottled or who produced coconut oils or finished products, right? So yes, there is a natural disadvantage to the business. However, I want to point out something critical. Over 300 years, the Jamaican economy and the Caribbean economy and the economy of the colonies of Britain and the other European states at the time suffered from the disadvantage of being producers of raw material. This GI and GIs in general gives us the opportunity to build the brand cachet by linking the value of the product to the geographic location. So what we're saying is, look, nobody can make a Jamaican rum as good as Jamaicans can. It can only be made in Jamaica. And we believe that the GI respects over 400 years of tradition, right, of craftsmanship, of Jamaican craftsmanship.
But here's the thing, though, Christopher. Someone will say, fine. The fact is, National Rums has been around in one form or the other from the 1750s and has been doing right by the descriptor Jamaica rum. What is the injury that this JIPO ruling sought to, and by virtue of the ruling, has cured insofar as what National Rum was doing with the Jamaica rum moniker, to the extent that this ruling fixes it or prevents further exploitation? Was there exploitation or bastardization of the moniker Jamaica rum before?
That's a tight ball.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
So
take your time.
Raise the bat.
Take your time.
George, how I see it, you see, is that companies constantly and industries constantly evolve to meet the challenges.
Correct.
There's no doubt that intellectual pirates have been trying to misrepresent Jamaican rum for over 300 years. Intellectual property registration, such as GIs and trademarks, protect the end product much better than they protect bulk products. Aging in Jamaica connects the product to the country in a huge way. And when you add up all the roots together, it makes it makes a package, and it's easier to protect the package called Jamaican rum. Now, 60% of Jamaican rum, not too long ago, was, maybe more, was bulk rum. So of the 4 distillery owners in Jamaica, only Ray and Nephew has had a decades of producing 80% of a bottled product.
Yes.
An aged and bottled product in Jamaica. Now, what has happened is that over the years, the other distilleries have recognized that the development model requires that we do the value added here at home. So of course you have the investment in aging warehouses and all of that. It's what you have to do to survive. Remember Kodak, and
yes,
you see what I mean. Yeah. So what we're saying is the National Rums has brands, has important brands that we know where the evolution needs to be, and the reality is that this ruling helps us to protect Jamaican rum overseas. Several people, I get several calls from JAMPRO. They call from the UK. There's a rum called Kingdom Yard. Yes. There's a rum called, we don't know where these rums have been produced.
But I say this to you as the time runs out, Sir Chris. The ruling by JIPO has the effect of heading off any existential threat to Jamaica rum, which is hallowed and treasured as it ought to be. But at the same time, what one of your preeminent partners is saying is that by heading off an existential threat, the ruling creates an existential threat for it. That's what Martha Miller is saying. 80% of the business is eminently at risk by virtue of the ruling of the tribunal.
Okay. So
you don't see that way?
I don't see that way because I see the global spirits industry is facing serious headwinds. But in the last couple of years, the rum industry globally has had the opportunity of being the golden debutante. So Scotch whiskey has been the girl or the belle of the ball for years. And then cognac, they enjoy, I'd say, the second largest cachet in terms of brand value. And then, of course, champagne is globally known. But in terms of spirits, gin and tequila have been very popular. Rum is surging in a very big way. And premium rums more so than less premium rums. And what we're saying is a golden opportunity to